phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I ain't
Oh,
gonna
you got to be on your phone.
To get
Okay.
those type of backgrounds. But if you got something downloaded on your laptop or whatever app you're on, you can do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you that. Right here.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, y'all. We are here today. The Always1Hunnid Show meets the Unexpected Fuckery of 40. And we have the host, Nikita, here with us. We have Tip Top here from the Always1Hunnid Show. And today we are talking about friends. How many of us have them? Friends. So, Nikita, I noticed that, when you first started with your podcast that there were 2 of you, and now there is 1. You want to talk about that with us today? Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so man, it's really hard to talk about. Like, I had a friend that we started the podcast together. It was kind of my idea and everything. And then I was looking for a co-host, to launch the podcast. I wanted to have someone I can have conversation with, because I'm just not into the podcast where it's one person and they just kind of rant on about whatever they want to talk about and there's nobody else to bounce their thoughts off of. So in doing so, I've realized now for many years that for me, friends and business just don't mix really well for me. And so I thought that because me and this particular friend weren't super close, like we weren't best friends, that it would be okay. But we still knew each other well enough where, sometimes our kids will have play dates. We hung out over the years, but we weren't super, super close. So I was like, oh, it should be fine, and my personality, I kind of have a strong, direct personality, and she's kind of sweet and, super sweet and ladylike, classy. And I thought that it was a good combination. And it was. I mean, I think the podcast season 1 did very, very well, having the dynamic between the both of us. And then over time, I just started feeling like tension in a relationship, like even just with recording times and, her constantly changing the recording times and having an excuse for it. And, we have to we do the podcast, but we still have our lives outside of this, right? We still work full-time jobs. We both had toddlers that are 4 or were 3 at the time. And then we both were entering new relationships. And I'm kind of an open book. If you're my friend, if I'm dealing with you as a guy, I don't really feel like I have anything to hide.
Right.
And so she didn't want to really share a lot of things about her new relationship. And not that I expected you to give me details or give the podcast, the world, every detail of your relationship, but you have to be vulnerable and open when you're doing a podcast. That's what make people want to listen to you, because you're real and you're sharing your real life experiences, and you're trying to, the reason we started the podcast, The Unexpected Fuckery of 40, is because I'm like, somebody else got to be going through this shit with me. Like, I can't be the only 40-year-old with a toddler and a single mom dealing with baby daddy issues at fucking 40. You know what I mean?
So tell us about your podcast, The Unexpected Fuckery of 40. What is that?
Okay, so let me go back. So when I turned 40, I was a single mom. I had a 2-year-old. I quit my job due to stress. It was the highest paying job I ever had. Thought I was living a great life, but I was super stressed out. Damn near popping Xanax every night just to go to sleep. Yeah. The job was so stressful, and I was bringing all that stress home to my child, and I literally just had to quit my job. And all this, happened, it seemed like right when I turned 40. And I was like, damn, I'm 40 years old. When I was 30, I thought that life would be great at 40, that I would have everything, everything would work out. I would have my beach house. I would be married. I would have 2.5 kids and the nice big ring. And, I thought life would be great. But I'm like, here I am at fucking 40, and I'm still dealing with my baby daddy and his ghetto ass and drama. I quit my job. I had no job. and I'm stressed out. And it was just like, damn, I'm 40 years old. How is all of this happening at 40? This fuckery is happening at 40. And I could not be the only one dealing with this. And so
wow.
that's how the podcast got started. Just in dating at 40 as a single mom, online dating. I was like, this is some fuckery. Fuckery. And so I was like, I want to launch a podcast for 40-year-olds and for 40-year-old single women and single men, just to talk about the different aspects of dating and just life at 40 and after 40, how we think that, you know, everything is going to be great in our 20s and 30s by the time we get to 40 and 50. And you know, in actuality, here I am at 40. I started a podcast, and most of my friends have started businesses at 40. And, you know, it's just, you start a different part of your life after 40. And so that's what the podcast is about. And so I talk about everything: sex, relationships, work, mental health, everything in between. So
keep it 100. You always 100.
Yeah. Always 100. Always. Like I said, I'm an open book. And so, you know, I think people relate because other people are going through the same thing. I had a listener write in like, girl, I'm 41 and I have twins. Okay. And they're 3. And I'm a single mom. She was like, so everything that you're talking about, I can totally relate to. And I have twins at 41, you know. So, you know, it's been good. It's been great. I love it.
It's the self-discovery thing. The older you get and you discover things about yourself. And, you know, even with us talking about the friends thing, I'm in recovery. You know, I did have a problem with Xanax. Xanax was my go-to to help me get through the unexpected fuckery.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it took me down a path that, you know, almost killed me. But being on the other side of through and actually being aware of self and discovering myself. I've had friends in my life for 20 plus years. Mm-hmm. And I've gone through some changes in my life. I'm not the same. My mentality is different. And so some people, it's gotten to where it's awkward with some friends because I've outgrown them. And I won't say outgrown them, but I'm just not in the same mindset that I used to be in. Right. I don't want to wallow in self-pity anymore. And I do have friends whom I love dearly that aren't where I am. And so I'm trying to figure out, do you just leave those people behind? Because there's love there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And going back, I completely understand what you're saying. And I think, like, going back to my story about my co-host with the podcast, yeah, we had known each other over 20 years, but the interaction that we had become so tense and toxic. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was best for us to part ways. She felt like it was best for us to part ways with the podcast. And we've actually parted ways as friends. Like, we don't even talk at all. And we've been knowing each other for 20 years. Or a little maybe 15 years. I think it's been 15 years. But I am at a place now that it doesn't matter who you are, family, boyfriend, friend. If you are toxic to me and you are not like good for me mentally, deuces. Deuces.
Man, can you talk about deuces?
You know, I met Tiffany back in 2014, I think. And we kind of had this, I'll say this energy connection. I don't know what it is. I can't really pinpoint it, but I saw something in her. And I'm the kind of woman that if I see a bad chick, right, I want to know what's her secrets. I want to learn from her. I want to, you know, have somebody in my life that can add value. Excellent. And so what I saw in Tiffany, and it's for me with my friendships, I don't put friendship on it. Because for me, it's more like a spiritual connection, right? It's more like a godly thing for me. And so what this pandemic has shown me is that people that you thought was for you, I mean, this pandemic has brought out the real truth about some people. And the thing is that it's hurtful, but at the same time, I gotta do me.
Right. And I don't think it's necessarily, I mean, well, with me, it's the pandemic. I lost my mom in January.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And it's just a lot of stuff that just came after losing her that let me know who my friends are, who's for me and who's against me, and how they make me feel. I mean, even with my grieving process, I mean, I don't think I've grieved a little, but I don't think I've grieved fully. And I probably won't grieve fully because she's gone or whatever. But it hasn't been a year. It's just the way people treated me, like the funeral, after the funeral, even to this day, people that don't call, friends that I thought that was going to be around, they don't check on me. So I'm here by myself besides with Rika, and I have a couple of friends, but friends, not the friends that I thought they was going to be around.
Wow. Yeah. And going back to how people make you feel, that's the biggest part for me. I started cutting friends off early on in my 20s that I had been friends with all through college and going up into my 30s. But I had a particular friend that every time I left her, I felt down. I felt like my spirit was just in a low place every time I left hanging out with her, every time I talked with her. And I felt like it was other people saw it as well. And they thought that it was a jealousy thing. And I'm sitting here thinking like, I don't have anything to be jealous of. Like, I'm single, you know what I mean? Like what do I have to be jealous of? And I am not that type of person. Like Rika, like you said, if I see a bad bitch, exactly. Tell me what your secret is. I want to know, girl, bring me along. Right. I don't have that type of energy within me, but there are several people that do. Everybody is not raised the same. And I have to keep going back to that. People aren't raised the same. So everybody's not going to have the same morals and values that you have. And so, I'm like, well, what does she have to be jealous of though? I don't understand that. But I think she was in a dark place with herself. And so therefore she was transferring that energy off to me. And I just had to come, sit her down one day and say, I love you, but this friendship no longer works for me. You know,
and believe it or not,
I'm gonna love you from afar.
Friends. You can have friends that have a tinge of envy and jealousy. Right. And it really what I've had to realize, because for a long time I would hide myself for the sake of my friends, right? I wouldn't tell her that, I was going out with other women because there was this kind of like jealousy thing. I don't know if it was jealousy or what, but it's kind of like what I had to do was understand where that person is. Like you can only meet people as far as they see themselves, right? And so now where I am, I don't do that no more. I ain't dumbing myself down. I'm not hiding who I am. None of that because of your insecurities. I can't do that. Right. But I did it for a long time. And I don't know if I was doing it because I just wanted this friendship so bad, or is it because I just needed, acceptance or love? I don't know. But today it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely. Fuck it.
Period. Pooh. Deuces.
And the thing is like when you have these things, okay, so like I think that everybody's special, right? But not everybody is chosen. Right. You've been chosen, Nikita, to do the Unexpected Fuckery of 40. We've been chosen to do this. Everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own light. Yeah. Right. And I'm to the point now where if that means that I got to remove you out of my life so that my light can stay on, then so be it. It's not anything personal. It's not, I don't like you. Oh, she's changed. Oh, she's all, yeah.
Absolutely. And you are allowed to change. Nobody should stay the same within their life. You should be growing. You should be doing something different. Exactly. And I think that's where the problem comes in when people aren't doing, when your so-called friends aren't stepping out on faith and challenging themselves and trying to find different avenues to express yourself and your energy and put it in different places, then they become complacent. And because you have found it, now they want to criticize you or say something negative about what you're doing. And it's just
Right.
like, it's just, maybe it's just not your time, but be happy for me. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I'm at a place, if I feel that type of energy, I let it go. It, family, friends, men, I have to let it go because I have too many other things like the podcast, my work life, my toddler, you know what I mean, to focus on that
Right.
stress me out, to be dealing with, to be worried about, you know, your negative energy. I just can't do it.
So how do we as Black women bridge the gap between us? Because there are so many Black women that hate each other.
Yeah.
How do we bridge the gap? Like, you could smile in my face all day long, but you know, when you going with your friends and you get on the phone, girl, I heard Rika, girl, she ain't shit, she doing this, she live with mama, all that bullshit. And for me, it's like, if we could be teammates
Mm-hmm.
and join forces, then we could do a lot of things in our community. We could be better mothers, we could be better wives, we could be better sisters. But the fact that we as Black women are afraid to even receive the constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I think it's so many of us want to be here, and so everybody wants to be here. So we like, so many people are competing, and if my name is not in the highlights, and then my name is, or their name may be below, then it's like, why my name can't be up there? Why your name got to be all big and stuff? Well, does it matter? We're all in
Right.
the same position, like on the Zoom. Why I can't be at the top? Why I can't be at the top? Why I'm at the bottom? Why am I at the bottom?
Right.
For real,
Wow.
it's on Zoom, so we all gonna be on a certain level. Who started the Zoom? So Rika started the Zoom, so of course she's gonna be at the top. So what does it matter? Like my I'm green now because I'm talking right now. So doesn't, can we go into that? Are we 5 or are we 40 or over
Right.
40?
Right.
And there are women that play those immature games.
Oh, absolutely.
Why? Well, I'm. You didn't ask me. You didn't call me. You didn't. What?
Yeah. And yeah, it is. You didn't ask me and I don't understand that type. I don't get it. I just
But
don't
let's
get
get
it.
your invite. Oh, you can come. You can come if you want. That is not an invite.
Yeah.
Invite me. It's just send a personal invite. But invite, if you can come, you can come if you want to. That's
So,
just like
so
saying,
what
I
about
really don't want you there, but you can come.
Yeah, then I'm not coming.
what
Yeah.
Right.
about when you have so I have a lot of friends, right?
Mhm.
Like I'll say maybe 5 friends in rotation that I talk to every day, every week. They check on me. What about when you have situations where invite your friends, and all of my friends don't know each other, really.
Mhm.
Most of my
Mhm.
friends don't know each other. I'm not clicked up. I don't do that. But what about when it's a situation where you invite your friends to go somewhere and well, I ain't going because such and such gonna be there.
Yeah. Oh,
But you're my friend,
That may
right?
be the one that
You're
you
my
need to
friend.
talk to, because that is not a friend. Because I don't know, depending on if they have any bad blood, but if they don't know each other, then
Right.
why?
Most of my friends don't know each other,
Oh,
right?
because you're gonna be talking to her more, gonna be
Mhm.
too close to her. Oh, you spent 5 minutes over there with her. Why you can't spend 10 over here with me?
yeah.
No, we
Yeah,
too
and I
old for
think
that.
it's insecurity. It's insecurity because as long as I'm secure with myself, I ain't never worried about another woman. You listen, I got this over here. I know I look good. I know what I got. Nothing that another person, not even another woman, another person can shake me. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't be worried about that. But that is insecurity within
Mhm.
themselves because, yeah. I mean, some of my other friends, yeah, they have other best friends. Like my good girlfriend Crystal, she has a best friend Tasha. Tasha and I don't hang out, but there have been some holidays where Crystal has invited all of us over, and I don't feel any type of way. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit, let's share the fun. Let's turn up. You know what I'm saying?
Can we delete BFF from our vocabulary at 40?
We got.
I'll be 49 tomorrow.
Oh, happy early birthday!
Thank you. Turn up. Hey.
Yes.
And so when you start putting labels to things, because I'm grown, right? When you start putting labels to BFF and you know, I had this one chick that was in my life, and thank you God she's no longer in my life, but every few weeks she had a new BFF. And my BFFs have been around since first grade, since college, since high school. My squad is the same. It's solid. Like my friends that I've had have been there. We've never had arguments. We've never fallen out. And even if we have disagreements, we are grown enough to say, you know, we disagree, but let's agree to disagree. Right. Don't get mad at me because I don't have the same views that you do. Don't judge me because I'm not sitting at home focusing on shit that's not, you know, adding value to my life. I don't want to do those things that you do. And I think that we have to understand, once you understand that you're different, I think that's the most important thing in a relationship or in a friendship. Because with Tiffany and I, we're different, but we're the same because we're women. And that's what I see, the woman.
And we're part. Black women.
That's it, the woman part. I ain't looking at nothing else outside of the fact that you're a woman and you're my sister.
Yep.
And I'm like that with all women.
Yeah.
Now, how you reciprocate it is on you. Because if you deny this, then you missing out on a blessing.
Yep. I agree though. Going back to what you said, what can we do to bridge the gap between you know, women? And I just think that as Black people, we just have so many deep rooted issues that go all the way back. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Gotta go all the way back. We got to start over. And I mean, but when we start over and then we go out and like somebody wants to bridge that gap and say, hey, my sister, you beautiful. Then they say, what's wrong with her? Why is she always coming up to my
sister? Gay.
I know I'm beautiful. You're gay. Oh, she must be a stud or she must like this or something like. It'd be something crazy. I'm like, no, I'm just giving you a compliment. You're beautiful. Let's all get along.
Right.
Just like prime example with the Gucci and Jeezy thing. And they went 20, 15 years, stuff still going on, and Gucci still on, you know, this and that. I understand, yes, he sent somebody, Jesus sent somebody, you know, to shoot him, you know, to kill him or whatever. And then, yeah, who wouldn't have that grudge? But you're how old now? You about to have a child, and we're out here supposed to be teaching our kids to forgive, and you know, this Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. So you're on stage showing all these kids that no, we can still beef, whatever. Yeah. But at the end, they had the song together. Let it go, because if Jesus let it go, and you can let it go, come on now.
Listen, that battle was epic. I felt like I was one of the young kids. I'm all up in the comments. Jesus, come on, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The realest nigga in here. Like
I was drunk. I was at the concert.
Listen,
yes,
I said that's my first time being at the club all 2020. I had a great time.
Right.
But you know, there's a shift. And I've been saying this for a long time, that the shift is coming. And what I saw that night was so much bigger than just rap. You know, you have these Black men that actually put that stuff down. No matter how long it took, no matter, you know, the way that it happened, but it happened. And so if they are setting the tone for what's to happen, I think that is our responsibility as mothers, as Black women, to follow suit, right? I think it's important that we keep doing these shows. I think it's important that we keep bringing awareness to Black women and their issues. I think it's important that we promote self-love. And understanding and getting outside of your way is the most important thing.
Yes, because so many people are set in their ways that they don't want to learn, they don't want to grow, and that's in men and women. So when we have kids, we push that off to them also, because they're feeling our energy. We raising them, so we raising them to be bitter, grudgy, selfish, all kinds of things. It's just like being a loner child, and that child is used to getting their way for everything. So it's time they have conflict, they don't know how to handle it because they like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? No, we got to set the pace and show our kids, how to resolve. It's like conflict resolution. From what I was thinking, when he said something about when Gucci said something about putting somebody in the ground, and I was like, oh man, everybody run, shot fired.
Listen, from the very moment that it started and Gucci came out with the song about Gucci versus Jeezy, it was disrespectful off top. I was like, I mean,
when Jeezy said, I'm real estate, boo, not jewelry. No,
yeah.
$10,000, I don't care.
And just
It's a rap battle.
imagine if Gucci Mane and Jeezy had come together. They have let 15 years go by.
Yeah.
Just imagine what those two men could have done together.
Yeah.
As opposed to being opponents. Just imagine, because they are both
more hits.
They are both entities, right? They are both something that they can leave behind for generations. Right. Just imagine if they had let that stuff go, because it started off of jealousy anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Started off with jealousy anyway. And 15 years have gone. Somebody's son, father, brother's dead. And what was the purpose of it?
Yep.
No.
What was the purpose?
But that was the part of their friendship. I mean, but that's what's been your friend or whatever, but you want to get him off the block. Or take him out because they were competing on a different level. That's with friends competing on a different level. It's almost like with the and it's been going on with a lot of rappers now with the friendship and when getting on the block. One of my favorite rappers, passed, M3. I loved him. And I think he died because of another friend.
Jealousy.
Jealousy took him out.
It's when things happen, including I just like with molestation with kids, all of this stuff. It's the people that are closest to you. When you are done dirty, it's the people that's closest to you. It's nobody from the outside. No. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. They could have done great things for Atlanta. Like Atlanta really won big that night for the culture. Right. Like it was a huge thing. I didn't think it was gonna end up like that when they did the Icy song together, but right. Gucci was. I think Gucci still has some growing up to do. I was proud to see the growth in Jeezy and not get rattled and let his spirit be moved by how Gucci, because he was disrespectful. Gucci was talking to him and Jeezy would never even look at him. It was so much tension and thickness in the room. I was like, oh Lord, the entourage, like Jeezy better run to his car.
It's a prime example of growth.
Yeah.
And peace.
Yes.
Self-love. Because what I saw was a God thing happening.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if Gucci Mane can learn anything from Jeezy, that's what I'm saying. Like you sit over here and y'all don't like each other and you bitter and angry off some misunderstanding. Yeah. When we could be learning from each other and adding value to each other. So if Gucci got on $5 million worth of jewelry and Jeezy owned half Atlanta, you don't think they could sit down together and own more than just half Atlanta? Because why you got on $5 million worth of jewelry? We hate each other. And we still don't have shit. We don't own shit.
And nothing. That's the part we got to get on, like teaching our kids. They want to be flashy. They want to show the outfit down head to toe, whatever. What does it matter if somebody robbed you that night and took all your jewelry that may be rented? Because if your net worth is 10 million, why do you have on $5 million for jewelry?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So that means you got on half of your net worth,
right?
And the thing, and you know what's crazy is a lot of friendships are built based on materials. You know what I'm saying? A lot of friendships are built based on things.
Yeah.
Oh, she can get me in the club. Or she, oh
Mm,
no, you know this person. Oh, let's call so and so. They don't really hang out, girl. I'm gonna call my friend. You know, she ain't really my friend, but she, you know, she can get
right,
us a club, or
right.
she can get us, you know, hook up on this, so she can get us a discount. Let's do that. Yeah, based on that. So
And
you only
and
call
then
me
it's like when you don't have that access or you don't have those advantages, then people ain't your friends no more.
mm-mm. And
Yeah.
then that's that when they try to start. I hate people like with the Megan and Kelsey situation when they fell out. So I've been
Who?
seeing all kind Megan Thee Stallion and her I think it was her choreographer or her host or somebody. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put you on.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me.
I'm gonna have to put you on. But just an example. No, she was in the car when she got shot by Tory
Mhm.
Lanez.
Right.
But now she's making all these side remarks. No, she don't like her soul. She don't like this. So what? You didn't like her soul when you was no, when she was hyping you up, like ride the boat, no, drive the boat and stuff like that. When she was in the videos and had you going places, getting on jets and planes and doing all this extravagant stuff. So now you don't like her soul. I mean, she's saying all kinds of things behind her
And
back.
she said because she was quiet for a while, right? And I know that she did say she was gonna do an interview soon, but I hadn't seen it. I know
Mm-mm.
Megan just dropped a song and it mentions her, but I hadn't listened to it yet.
Yeah,
And
she what she did was somebody made a comment under her post and they said you trying to be like Megan. And she was like, no, I don't want to be like Megan. Her shape or whatever, that don't matter. Her soul is not in the right place. Your soul? So how you know my soul?
Right.
What my soul says.
and you know, I had a friend, this comedian girl that was my friend, and I didn't move to her beat fast enough, and so she went out and made this video about me, and you know, was calling me all kind of names and telling lies or whatever, and it's cool, you know, because where she
Oh,
at?
child, the
Anyway,
growth. We
um,
glad we 40 because back in the day, I will track your ass
she
down and
wasn't
whoop
my
your ass.
friend. But you know, I was angry and I wanted to retaliate and I wanted to put her on blast and
Yeah.
I wanted to tell the truth about her. But then I said, you know what? For what?
Yeah.
For what?
That would have been right up her alley because she was looking for
That's
that
what she
comeback or
wanted. That's
want
what
somebody
she wanted.
like Misery Loves Company and wanted you to meet her where she was.
And
Absolutely.
that's how I felt about, I've never spoke about even on the podcast. Like when I went into season 2, I never spoke about my co-host at all. I just said, the podcast is moving in a different direction and sometimes things need to change. I don't feel like it's necessary for me to down her or talk negatively about her, everything that happened in the situation. Like I still love you, but the things that you said were very, I mean, and it hurt. Like
Yeah.
it was very hurtful for me. And for you to say those things, like to me, that the things that came out of that, you've been thinking that for a
For
long time.
the whole time. Yes.
Us just having this disagreement about
Yeah.
when we gonna release the podcast, me
Yeah.
simply asking you the question, are you gonna release the podcast? And you responding the way you did, saying that I'm talk like, what did she say? I can't even remember. It was simple. All I said, are you going to release the podcast? She said, I have work to do. I said, okay, we need to release the podcast on a consistent basis at the consistent times because our listeners expect
Right.
on Thursday at 10 o'clock, the podcast is going to be available for me to listen to it. That's all I said. And she went off on me. Like when I say went the fuck off on me, I'm talking about me and my friend, we driving in the car. And she's like, wait, what was the conversation before that? Like, why she just go? She went the fuck. She was like, no, she got to be mad about something else. I
Yeah.
was like, that's all I said. And I'm the type of person that, like, in the moment, looking back, I probably should have remained calm, but I'm gonna bring you back the same energy. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to? Hold up. First off, let's get this down. Let's discuss this. Who you think you talking to?
Right.
And number 2, you can just remove your motherfucking self from the podcast. How about that? And it just went all the way left from there. And then she brought up kids and all these kind of crazy things. And I'm like, damn, you must for you
He
to
was holding
say
on to that.
you
But
have been holding on to
yeah.
some things. I don't understand why you've been holding on to that. But this is my first time even discussing it because I just didn't feel like I needed to bring her down. I didn't need to
Mm-hmm.
broadcast to the world what happened and that type of negativity and say anything about her. I still love you from afar, but you bringing up kids and we parent very differently, and I don't want to curse in front of my kids on a podcast. I'm like, girl, wait, what?
Hey.
What are you talking about? Like, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just leave this conversation right here.
That was coming from self.
I was gonna say, because that didn't have nothing to do with you.
That didn't have nothing to do with fucking releasing an episode about a podcast. You know what I'm saying? You talking about we parent very different. I'm like, okay, well, where is this coming from? I'm confused now.
And even if we do parent differently, right?
We all parent different. I mean, we it's nobody the same. There's no rule book to parenting. But when somebody's angry or something they have going on, and they have all these things built up and say about you, and this is sometimes a direct reflection of themselves.
Absolutely.
And they don't know how to do themselves. They don't love themselves enough. I'm like, so why, if you were my friend and you felt this way, you should be comfortable enough, be communication to tell me that this is going on. It's just like being in a relationship and somebody, and y'all get angry, that's why your ass ain't big, or that's why your stomach is so like, I don't like
really,
it. Like
really,
no
really,
way.
bitch, you had to go with the flat ass joke. Really, bitch?
My bad. Well, the you got little titties or something crazy. So you been feeling like that, and you didn't tell me. So you wasn't my friend, you wasn't for me anyway. Because if you got all this, it's the two people I believe when you're mad and you say all this shit about me, or when you're drunk.
Yeah.
The drunk person don't tell no lies.
Yes, agree. And that's why I was just like, well, what is she? And I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, I'm a great parent. So what is she talking about? One time on a podcast when the pandemic initially started. Now, everybody was home, everything was shut down. I still have work to do. I still have conference calls. The shit, I still got to get paid, still bills to pay. So I was like, shit, Greg gonna have to do the ABC. He gonna have to watch ABC Mouse. That's his teacher for the day, because I got conference calls all day and I got to do work. I'm only one person. I got to cook. I got to clean. I got to be his playmate. He's, only child. I got to teach him. I got to damn do my work. I can't do all this. So yeah, he gonna have to be on the iPad on ABC Mouse. And I think, she was like, oh, I stop and take the time to make sure that my child is, learning. And I'm like, well, I ain't got time for all that. You know what I mean? They're 4. At the time they were 3. Shit, they'll catch back up.
I mean, but what was gonna hurt if you were doing your work? So that's some of the things they do at daycare. If you was at daycare, it's like, okay, little Timmy, okay, so I'm gonna. She's not secure with herself.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, that made you go back to be parent differently. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just end this conversation, because this is not gonna go well for either of us at this point. I don't know what you mean by that, and I'm not even trying to figure it out. Let's just go our separate ways, because
they would see if it was in there somewhere.
And that's what other people said, and they were like, if you listen to the podcast, it was always, oh well, I want to do that too. It was never. Again, pay
attention to the signs.
Pay attention to the signs.
Pay attention to the signs, because they be there.
Right there.
The signs are there. But for me, it's because I'm just this person that's, gonna overlook that simply because I just love people. I just love people, period.
Yeah.
But there are signs.
There are definitely signs. And looking back, I'm like, damn. Yes, that was a sign. Every time I said I'm doing something, I want to do it too. I want to do that too. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it together, because that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? If I got something and it's a great hookup, I'm gonna share it with my friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put all us on. So I don't look at it as, oh, somebody is envious or jealousy, but people from the outside saw it.
I think when you know your value, like Tiffany and I, there is no competition, because like she's got her own thing, I've got my own thing, and we've come together to do a thing.
Yes.
Right. I'm always encouraging her. I'm always trying to push her to be better, and she does the same for me. There is no, I want to be like Tiffany. Because I can only be Rika.
Yeah.
And I can only be Rika to the best of my ability.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Rika is a bad chick in her own right. She don't need Tiffany
Right.
to be a
Absolutely.
bad
There
chick,
should be
right?
no competitiveness in friendships.
But
Right.
because I recognize that Tiffany is a bad chick, I'm gonna need her on my team to add value to Rika, who's already Rika. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
And a lot of times, you know, we look for those good things in people. A lot of times we can see in people what they don't see in themselves. And for me, that's been a big part of why I've held on to a lot of relationships or friendships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But not no more, goddamn it.
I was about to say, so do you, now that you're about to be 49, right? Are you rethinking that? Do you want to, do you feel like you would be at peace more and just, I definitely feel at peace more than now. I think that was the last toxic friendship that I had. You know what I mean? My other friends, we good. Do you feel like you would be more at peace if you let some of those go and just let it play out how it's gonna play out?
I'm just letting it play out how it's gonna play out. I ain't even focusing on it.
Yeah.
Cause things that aren't supposed to be in your life, God will remove them for you.
Yes.
And it's not nothing I gotta think about. It ain't nothing I gotta, you know, lose sleep over. It just is what it is.
And I know for me, not resorting to my mom passing, but it's just like when she passed, I really don't give a damn who's around. Who, if they talk to, I'm going. No, let me get rid of you. Let me go ahead and get rid of you because I'm in the process of doing that now. But period.
Period.
Point blank. 2 snaps up.
Period.
But period. Boom. But I just think when I lost her, I really don't care who's around, who stays, who comes. I don't care who comes, but I don't care who stays.
O M or CUM. I'm just kidding.
But I want to keep. I mean, I know who to keep around me now. I'm like I had this class the other night when it says rediscovering you, and it was like a little seminar or whatever, and I broke down, of course. But it's like I told them that losing my mom, I found me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I mean, I'm 43 years old. So, I mean, yeah, these are my 43 years of not knowing exactly who I was. But it's like she gave me that extra boost, that strength or whatever. And it's like I'm living like for two people. I'm living through her or whatever. She's living through me.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, when she left, I really don't care because a lot of people showed me who they were anyway. So really don't care if you stay or don't.
Yeah. And that's understandable. Because my mom is my absolute best friend. I talk to my mom every single day. We don't go a day. Always 100.
Got a problem. Okay, boost check.
Man, go ahead.
Yeah, we talk every single day, and so if I were to lose my mom, I probably would have the same feelings. Like it's just that's such a loss and such a big part of your life that you can't focus on other people and their bullshit. You just can't. It's not worth it in the end. It's not worth it.
Well, I haven't lost my mom, but I've almost lost my life.
Mm-hmm.
And things that were important to me before serve no purpose.
Right.
If it's not adding value to my life, it serves no purpose. And it's like, count it all joy. Don't sweat the small stuff. Live your life.
Yeah.
And if people aren't ready or people aren't strong enough to be a part of my life, then, and that's friends, family, anybody. You know what I mean? Because if 2020 has not taught us anything, it should be that we are all the same, no matter your color, no matter your status, no matter what's in your bank account, none of that. We're all the same.
We all the same. We all gonna die. And anything can kill you, no matter how much money you have. Yeah, how big you can have your perfect life with your husband and your kids and your big house, and you can still get COVID and die. You're right. We all the same.
Yeah. So it's no need for jealousy, no need for, she got more, she thinks she bad because she's driving the farm. Hey, You can pay them notes because I don't want to pay them notes. I can drive in my soccer mom mobile and it's paid for. So, but hey, if you want to take a ride in your farm, we can ride. But hey, if you're gonna ride over here, you're gonna smell football, soccer. It don't matter because
but you
we
know,
both going to the same place. We both going to the same place. We both what? It drive, it crank up or whatever. But mine's no.
but you know what, Tiffany? Your foreign don't mean shit to me if your refrigerator empty.
Okay, and if your credit bad, and if you can't go out and buy shit, so
Right.
and there's
Oh,
plenty of that going around, especially in Atlanta. That
I'm
right.
just saying, for me right now, it's all about when I leave here, can my son bury me, and will he have to pay my debts?
absolutely
And
Right.
and today on 11/21, if I die tonight, my son can bury me, and he will not have to pay none of my debts.
absolutely.
I don't care about none of that other stuff. I got a Fendi pocketbook that came from the Fendi store in Paris when I was in the 10th grade. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Right.
And
Yep.
the fact that people put emphasis on it and value and judge you based on what they think you should have.
Yeah.
I'd rather roll solo, shawty. Because if you putting value on that, what you coming for?
Yep.
What you
I
here
can go
for?
find a shirt in Target for $15 that has more value and the stitching is better than something that's in Lenox Mall or the other mall in the store, Nordstrom. Or I went to with Louis Vuitton today and bought me this big old bag, or I got me a let me give me a Birkin. No, whatever. Them
Listen,
purses
don't
are
buy
like
me no
grandma
damn birthday.
purses.
Give me that 15 G's. I need to pay off my student loan.
Right.
I got other shit to do.
Let's buy some land. Let's buy some property and flip it. Let's build
Let's
some generational wealth for the generations that's coming behind us.
That's what I was just about to say. Let's create some generational wealth. Does your child have a 529? Is he gonna be good for college? Do you
Right.
have a life insurance policy? As you said, can you get buried without the whole family having to scrape together they savings to
Ain't gonna
bury
Doing
be
a
no
fish
GoFundMe
fry,
accounts for this
barbecue,
one. Y'all will not have to make a
selling
GoFundMe
t-shirts,
account.
the fish fry? That's I remember them.
selling
Y'all gotta
t-shirts.
sell t-shirts. Gotta make some
They
t-shirts.
go to
Sell
the
them.
church now. Go to the church and get on the corner, see if they can get it and let us on the corner and sell this plate.
So I want to ask this question, y'all, before we leave out of here. Tiffany, what's your definition of friend?
Somebody that I don't have to talk to every day. Um, we can pick up where we left off if I hadn't talked to them in like 2 months, maybe, or a week or 2 weeks. Somebody just knows that I may need a break, or just knows where I am in life and understanding, just like the sympathy or empathy, and just can just say, okay, but maybe she don't need to, she don't want to talk right now, or just know somebody just knows me. Um, yeah, just and they don't always have to have a comeback when I tell them a story, or somebody puts me in my place also, and lets me know, okay, hey, this ain't what's up. No, don't do that. Yeah, do it like this. Not telling me what to do, but say, hey, think about that. Just stand back and think about it for a minute. And that's my definition of a friend.
What about you, Nikita?
Yeah, I think what you said was great, Tiffany. I even had to learn that myself about in friendships. I need to listen more. Like if somebody tells me a story, yeah, I don't need to come back and be like, "Oh, something similar happened to me," to try to balance it out. Sometimes people just want you to listen. You don't
Right.
need to and not say anything. So I've definitely been working on that. I would say in the past 3 years on myself with people, friends, just out in the world that I have conversations with, working on just listening. You know what I mean? But a friend to me is all those things you said, but somebody who encourages you, who lifts your spirit, who's there to listen to you, that supports you. And like you said, it doesn't have to be every day, but you know that you can always go to this person. You can tell them your deepest, darkest secrets, and there is no judgment, and they're not going to bring it back up and try to throw it in your face. yeah, someone who truly loves you for who you are and not what you can do for them, what you can bring to the table, who you know, but they just truly love you for who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And you can discuss all of those, the good, the bad, and ugly with this person,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all still love each other and
Yeah.
support each other.
For me, in order to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And what that means for me is unconditional love. That means adding value to my life or somebody else's life. Um, and it just it's a godly thing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't have friendships without having God in them.
Mhm.
And when you have God in your life, when you truly embrace God into your life, it shows. And so that kind of behavior of jealousy and envy, it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist in those kind of people. And so for me, like I said, in order to have friends, I have to be a friend. And so I treat people the way I want to be treated. And if you can't reciprocate the love, then that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Right.
Absolutely. And I think that comes with age too. I think as you get older, you realize, oh, I have to also be a good friend
Absolutely.
in order to get to have good friends. I gotta, like I said, I gotta learn how to listen more. And I have to do favors for other people like they do favors for me. And just, yeah, I have to also uplift. I have to do, but I think when you're younger, when you kind of in your 20s, early 30s, you ain't really thinking like that. You know what I mean?
No, because you're
I would
self-absorbed, you're
say,
self-centered, it's all about you, you know?
Yeah.
I would say maturity, because no, you can have some younger people that's mature than older. I mean, that act older than 60-year-old that knows how to 67-year. Because you have some 60 and 70-year-old messy women that's still out here just
Yeah.
And men.
Miserable, unhappy.
men. This year has exposed to men because
The
there's so many messy
men.
men out there.
Thank
I'm like, I didn't know men gossip like that and be
Yeah.
messy and talk. I'm like, well, geez, this the I can I can accept a person that's outside the closet rather than inside the closet and you being messy, because once you start telling me honey and all this other and you gossip about women and men and just baby, you sure you want to wear a skirt or the pants? Because right.
So let's just say that friendship is universal. And there are men, and the sad part for me is that there are so many men that hate each other, kind of the thing like black women who can't come together. But there are men out there that are so miserable in their daily lives that they don't want to see nobody else happy and exist. And it's kind of like the men are worse than the women.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
think I
BANs
saw
around here.
on a show the other day. I can't even remember what I was watching, or it was a podcast or something, and it was saying men actually are more emotional than women. They're more
Yeah.
sensitive than women, but they just hide that shit. They keep it inside because it's just like not a man thing to do, to show your emotions. But they be sensitive as hell.
I'm like, do you
Come
need a
on,
hug?
Bree.
Because right now I need a drink. You need a hug. I need a drink because I'm gonna knock your ass out. Because if you, I can't be harder than you. Come on now, mother. God damn.
Right.
And I seen that I used to work in the jail, and I'm like, damn. I mean, was it just did you go in the bathroom until you was 15 with your mama? I mean, what is it? I mean, because is you sitting down when you piss or you standing up? Because I need to know. Because right now you acting like a punk.
Yeah. I listen, trying to date in this, I finally, I think I found my person. But when this thing first kicked off and I was doing this online dating, I came into some soft ass men. I'm like, well, damn, like, to your point, I'm harder than you. Like, I'm more hood than you. Like, it's amazing.
So the
How many?
online dating, I need to set up me an account, right?
Right. Like I'm gonna pour the pistol. You gonna spray?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And that's the unexpected fuckery of 40. That's funny when you talk about dating and oh my God, relationships and friendships. Like I got this guy that I really care about. I like this guy a lot. And we're friends, but I think I was too much for him. I think I was just too much for him, and
Sister Soldier.
so I'm trying to be a little softer these days.
Like,
but even the friendship that we have as a guy, it's a beautiful thing just to have that kind of friendship. I want more, but I don't know. Maybe he's scared. I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever.
I had to do that myself though. I had to become softer because I in my past relationships, that has been the thing that guys have said the most about me is that like I cuss you out. Like I cuss a nigga out in a minute. It don't take much. And I didn't feel any type of way about it. I'm like, I think that's growing up without a man in the house for as long as I did until my stepdad came along. It was just like I never let a nigga go, nigga ain't gonna never play me, that type of thing. And that's how it would come off. Even in conflict, when we would have arguments, I would just go off.
Which is probably a reflection of dad not being there. You know what I mean? And so for me though, what I had to realize, Nikita, is even before trying to allow a relationship into my life, I could not be of any value to a man until I fixed myself. That was so selfish of me it would have been selfish to invite somebody into my stuff when I hadn't worked out worked on my stuff yet. And so now with me, I think that it's because I haven't had a relationship in so long. I don't even know. I don't know.
OnlyFans. We're gonna go on OnlyFans.
You guys
going on OnlyFans.
but it's kind of like, even with the friendships, with becoming friends with a guy is, I don't know, it's kind of foreign. So even with this guy being my friend, I want that more than just the physical part.
Yeah. Yeah. I think having male friends is important. I think it gives you a different view on like talking to a man about something versus talking to a woman about something. It gives you two different aspects of the situation. Men are less emotional than, even though they sensitive as hell, they less emotional than us, right? So sometimes they can kind of talk you off the ledge. I do that with my guy friends. I'm like, help me out with this situation, because and they'll give me a different way of looking at things. So I think having male friendship I think that's important for every woman. We need a platonic male friend, at least one platonic male friend in our lives, for sure.
That doesn't want any extra.
That doesn't want any extra, but not saying that you ain't never gave a number.
Because it's me. I'm the one that want the extra. It's me.
Maybe you want the extra because you hadn't had the extra, so then you want the extra.
But I did have the extra, and it was extra good, and I want the.
Well, maybe you don't need extra no more. You need somebody that's extra for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna set up this online dating now for Rika.
Rika J from the A needs a date. Okay.
The online date thing, like, let me tell you, and I met my guy on Tinder of all places. I never, like, all my friends are trying to get me to go on Tinder. I was like, oh no.
She locking on there.
No. I was on Bumble. I was on Hinge. I was on all those other different sites. And I was like, Tinder, no. It's nothing but a bunch of like, no, truck drivers are there. And, nope. And so I had gotten to the place where I was like, you know what? I'm just done with relationships. I just want the dick. I just want to get the dick and go. Get the dick to go. And I want to be done. That's all I want. And so my friend, I think Danica.
Where you gonna get that from? What?
It's like, I just want to drive through. I want to get the dick, hug and kisses on the side, and I want to go. Get the dick to go. I don't want to deal with no relationship with these men because they're crazy. And so Danica was actually like, well, hell, if you just want some dick, you just need to go on Tinder. I was like, well, shit, I'm going on Tinder then. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all, probably like my third match. I've been dating him for 6 months now. And I didn't even go, I wasn't even looking for this relationship. I didn't even want a relationship. I was like, I'm done. I can't take this no more. I'm done.
Let me
And
stop.
you know, an IT director for a Fortune 500 company. He's my age. He actually just turned 40. I'll be 42 in December. He just turned 40 in March. Great, lovely big house. Like we do things together. The sex is amazing.
Amazing.
I'm gonna get
Amazing.
some. I'm gonna get some.
It's amazing. And I was like, okay, come through, Tinder. Come through.
I need to quit playing.
You gotta
Right.
quit playing. And then I also met a guy on there who's actually a CEO a tech CEO that was on Tinder. We never really connected. I think he had a lot going on, but I was like, shit, for some other women, I think that's all the sites that men know. They only know Tinder. They don't know Bumble. So
You know,
all
they
the
can't
men
work
on
with too many
Tinder.
things.
Because when I asked my guy, he was like, what the hell is Bumble and Hinge? He was like, all I know is Tinder.
Look,
that's
I'm
what
about to go over to Nika house and let her make me a profile.
Okay.
And
I got online as well. Because you
What
know
is
she
it?
dated a new guy. Danica.
What'd you say? Say that again.
I said Danica met her guy online as well.
Okay.
Her new guy.
So I may be open for that. I've just
You have to be.
Ain't no open because I already created your password and your name, username. So we
right now.
Gotta go now. I got my other phone right here. You.
Okay. What
Gonna
picture?
upload a picture. I just need to send me a full body and what is those off guard pictures?
Yes, so we talking about friends, but we got to get us some male friends.
Yeah, what I'm talking about right there. See, you need that kind of friends right there.
Right, exactly. That's a friend. She created that for you.
Did it pause?
Support, check. Uplift me, check. Get you some dick, check. I'm explicit, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all might not even talk like this on y'all podcast. I apologize.
Ooh. We ain't got this shirt on for nothing.
Always 100.
Oh no, she don't know. She don't know. We keep it all the way 100 over here, okay?
Hold on, let me show you how raw we keep it. Because what is this? These are going in my date night boxes anyway. I make boxes and I just launched this date night boxes. So
that's a dick sucker for the people that can't see. It's a sucker that looks like a dick, okay? So yeah, we trying to suck a little dick.
Girl, some practice. Practice for the kids. That's amazing. What's your business again?
It's Love in the Box by Tiff. I make gift boxes. I do t-shirts and stuff like that. I do all of our gear for Always 100. And then I just launched the date night box. It's something different with the questions and, candles and no drinks inside of a box that, you have to go anywhere besides getting your food. Go back home. Like almost like a Netflix and chill, but getting to know your mate. It has questions and stuff. Rika has a poem that's going to be in it. And poems, it's like... lift me into the bed.
Idea. Yeah. Oh my God. So when I launched the podcast back season 3 in January, can you come on and talk about that? Absolutely. Amazing, because that's what I've really been doing for season 2. I've been focusing mostly on Black women entrepreneurship and talking with women who've launched products and trying to get their ideas out there, to my audience. And so that would be perfect if you came on there and talked about.
Go on Facebook on our social media platforms.
Okay. I need a date night box.
Girl.
My son just did her commercial for her date night boxes. So Tiffany, do you have a commercial? You can send it to her.
Yeah, I can send it to her. But see, it's gonna. I mean, it's just not sexual thing that's gonna be in there. It's just. I mean, it's gonna be questions and stuff that you can do. Some dice games. Who's gonna cook tomorrow? Who's gonna cook the next day? Who's gonna pay for dinner? I mean, just different things. And it don't always have to be the men that get one. It can be the women. Like surprise me. Leave a note on the refrigerator. Do something for them. Well, what is this? Coochie mints afterwards.
Wait, after he eat the pussy, then put it. That's his mint. Okay,
Yes.
I love to see it. I'm here for it. Yes, that is an awesome idea, and especially during the pandemic and couples sitting at home all the time with each other, you need something to kind of spice it back up.
Yeah,
right.
and
They don't. I mean,
too, those boxes too can kind of I think nurture the friendship between couples more.
right.
Yes.
Because you can be with somebody for 5 years and never know. Well, you really don't like this color, huh? Well, you never said anything, bro.
Right.
But you always buy it. But just let me know. It's communication. Just like learning your person. Like, okay, well, I was wanting to know what color I like and what color just like makes me feel radiant, just like I'm on top of the world. Or I like to have messages in the morning when I wake up. Just a note here. Just surprise me just because stuff. Just different things. And inside the box is gonna be things that you can carry on throughout like another day. Some other like God, it intrigued me. Let's target something else.
Yeah.
So we're around here promoting love. Just trying to bring awareness to people really loving themselves. And when you figure out the combination of how to make that happen, when you figure out how to love yourself fully, and that means accepting everything about yourself. When you get to that level of self-love, everything else runs smoothly. You ain't got to cuss nobody out. You ain't got to be upset because you're at a place of peace. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Because I'm at peace. And my peace is important to me. And so I have to have people in my life that will not disrupt my peace. And when you get to that real true point of self-love where you love yourself so much that you love yourself enough that you don't have to question people's motives when they come into your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even with the man, even with the man that comes into your life. And I'm single because I want to be, because I'm not just gonna settle with somebody just for the sake of saying I got some dick. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I know that when I'm ready, because I talk a lot about wanting to date, but I ain't really ready because I ain't looking. You know what I mean?
But that's when it happens.
Yeah, right. But you got to be ready to be 50% in a relationship. You got to be ready. And really, I'm just not ready to give my all to somebody. I'm just enjoying life. I'm having a good time right now. I want the companionship, but I got some stuff I got to do right quick before I just really commit myself to somebody. Because that'll be selfish of me committing to something that I can't be to myself, right?
Well, no, y'all both can and learn each other. Y'all can grow. It's people that they grow together because they may have something that they working on. Y'all have something. I mean, you have something that you're working on. Y'all can work together to figure things out. So it's
I get that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just right now, I'm having too much fun to say that.
We got to get you some. Then you be having fun. Then you can worry about a relationship later. But
okay.
Yeah, okay. Then you're having fun.
Okay, right. I'm ready.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Tiffany said. I mean, I felt like Eureka. That's why I was like, man, I just want some dick. I ain't worried about this because listen, I the pandemic. I got to deal with this child. I can't give myself to nobody else. But it happened so naturally. It naturally started working with this guy. I don't know, like it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like I have to. I mean, I definitely have to compromise, like learning to share my time because I've been single for so long, and like Gray's dad gets him every other weekend. So I'm truly like living my best single life every other weekend. And then when he leaves on Friday morning, I'm like, oh shit, I just want to get my glass of wine. I don't want to be bothered with nobody. And now I'm in a relationship. I'm like, oh, but yeah, he gonna want to hang out. Oh, okay. So I'm working on like sharing my time. That's the biggest thing that I think that I felt like, okay, I got to work on that. But everything else has just been happening naturally. So I think, to your point, both of y'all will get together, whoever he may be, and he might have some things too, and it'll just fit. If it's meant, it will fit together perfectly.
Yeah.
Mesh. She's like, go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like your poems.
Yeah. And it's not gonna feel hard. And if it feel like work, then it ain't right.
I wanted to feel hard though.
Yeah. Well, we want.
Oh, Jesus.
We all wanted to feel hard, long and strong. You know what I'm saying?
You need a lollipop.
You need friends in your life that's gonna set you up some dick appointments. How about that?
Okay. To tell you where to go get that.
But
you think I'm playing?
A lot of my guy friends tell me that I need taming.
I don't think so.
You're a wild beast.
Yeah, I need to be tamed.
Cougar on the loose. Cougar on the loose.
Tame me, baby.
Right.
Where your leash at?
Right.
And so I'm glad that we've had this Zoom call today. I've really been pondering on how to let some things loose in my life, but I got all the answers I need from that.
Okay. Yeah, this
all
is
by the
fun.
wayside.
Yes, you got to do another one.
Yes, for sure. For sure, I gotta have y'all on my show. So I'm trying to get my website launched. And just I want to do some other things with the website, and it just had become a lot trying to, and the holidays coming up. I know I'll be traveling. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a season 2 break and then come back at the new year and then relaunch and have y'all on, and that'll be great.
Well, I think you are doing an awesome job, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are doing an awesome job, and keep doing the work. And you got friends over here.
All right. Yes.
Always
keep it 100.
100. 100. 100. Keep it 100. So if y'all want to add some more to this call, I think today was a good call. We had a good one. I'm ready to get in these streets because it's my birthday.
And it's nice and warm outside.
Yes. It's my birthday. So I'm going to hit these streets. I will have my mask on. I will not be in nobody's face. I am practicing social distance for all the people that keep texting me, wear your mask.
Right.
Now look, people, we're going to wear our masks, okay? But y'all have fun. Most importantly,
you still gotta live.
Enjoy your life. Live. I've had a couple of people that's just been so obsessed with this COVID thing and about wearing their mask, and they've taken all the precautions and ended up with the shit anyway. So I'm gonna live my life.
Yes.
Tomorrow is my birthday. I don't know if I'll get another one, and I'm gonna embrace this one like it's the last one. So Nikita, I thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Tip top, you know how we roll. Hold on. Always 100.
I need a brush check.
The Unexpected Fuckery of 40 and the Always 100 Show would like to say to you to do it and do it big.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's it. Y'all want to add anything else?
Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
It was fun.
We will see you soon, and we are signing off. And happy birthday, bitch! Happy birthday! All right. I'll see y'all next time.
All right.
Bye.
Right.